here we are in my other DeLorean. I got two of these damn things. But anyway, this is 2508, which is currently torn apart into 1,000 different pieces. But it's a good car to show an owner a ground junction that he is claiming he doesn't have, which is ridiculous. Every DeLorean ever built has, in fact, let me zoom in on it here. That ground junction right there, those black wires coming out of the wiring harness, soldered together, that is the ground junction for everything that is around the driver. The instrument cluster, the turn signal flasher, windshield wiper motor, driver door plungers, and most significantly for him, it's where the inertia switch is grounded. For some reason, DeLorean owners love to insist that their fuel pumps are grounded through the radiator support bolt, which is ridiculous, because if it was grounded through the radiator support bolt, you wouldn't have any need for an inertia switch. So the ground leaves the fuel pump, comes into the driver's side of the vehicle here, goes through the inertia switch, then one wire goes from the inertia switch through that junction right there, and then from that junction one wire goes back to the rear bulkhead bolt. All of the ground junctions work that way. And to get your bearings, this is the wiring harness coming up the driver's side of the console. These are the diodes for the courtesy lights. Ordinarily, all this is up here. I've got everything pulled down to make it easier to see. And so, like, ordinarily, that junction, you wouldn't be able to see it because it would be up behind the central HVAC duct, which is right there. So you're basically working by braille. Although if you take the seat out and lay down under the dashboard, you can see it. But you basically work on it by braille. And from the factory, that soldered together end has a heat shrink cap over it. Mine has been cut off because my ground bus, this is the ground bus, this battery cable here used to, that's the saddle clamp right there, used to, slip over that end that I've removed the heat shrink from, clamp them together, and that, is how the ground bus is attached to that ground junction. But on his car, he's going to have the wires coming out of the wiring harness, and then there'll be a black heat shrink cap over that soldered end. But that is where his fuel pump is grounded. Well, it's grounded to that junction, and then one wire leaves that junction and goes to the rear bulkhead bolt, from the rear bulkhead bolt to the frame, and then from the frame to the battery. So he's claiming that his car does not have that junction, which is nonsense. Every DeLorean ever built has that junction. And he may not be able to see it because ordinarily all this is up behind the central HVAC plenum. But if he starts at his diodes for the courtesy lights and follows the harness up, I 100% guarantee he's going to come to those black wires, which are the ground junction for everything that's on the driver's side of the vehicle, the driver's cockpit.